yeah, so there's been a bunch of things happening today. You had the generals meeting, which of course the world was Twitter about. People were buzzing about what was the purpose of it. And I'll be honest, I was actually a bit disappointed that it was public until I saw what the subject matter was. It's sending a message, a shot across the bow to everyone else in the U.S., those that are in the cartels, those that are in the leftist lunatic radical wing, that their days are numbered. You see, the Trump administration is finally starting to put all their pieces in place. There's no doubt in my mind that the last year before he got back into office, they had been planning the second term. It's why everything seems to be running so much more smoothly than the first administration. And it's why they've been running unending executive orders, flooding the zone, exposing radical judges, showing the American people what is at stake in a way that left-wing media cannot hide. And I think this was all part of the plan. And so the Trump administration is preparing to go to war within the United States to end American radicalism, homegrown left-wing terrorism. And of course, there will be the war on the immigrant alien population, those that are here illegally. And they will also be aiming at the cartels. And all of this, I believe, and as we're seeing here, they're basically they're telegraphing to everyone, we are getting ready. So buckle up. Because for too long, my friends, the American people have been held hostage to leftist terror since the rise of the hate group BLM, Black Lives Matters, with their hands up, don't shoot hoax. A hoax which, by the way, was enabled by then Barack Hussein. The administration allowed for this unending, unresponded violence. Not only did the federal government do nothing as cities burned, but the police were made to fear. They were being called racists at every turn, and so they abandoned their duties to protect the public. And we all watched in horror as nothing ended. You had the Chaz zones, for example, like in Portland, or CHOP, or whatever the hell they called it, where they literally took over a section of the city. And nobody did anything about it. Not the city, not the federal government, nothing. There were murders, there were sexual assaults, and so much more, and nothing happened. This emboldened the radical, the lunatic left, to ever-increasing violence, which led to where we are today, where these people on the left have felt, they've been feeling their oats, they felt comfortable being hate-filled and espousing it, and eventually this led to murder, assassination attempts, etc., which we've all been witnessing, all been experiencing over the last couple of years. And of course, there's also the cartels, which have been gaining more and more power. And what's very dangerous about this, because we already fought a war in the last century against cartels. Well, the mafia. And we won that first war, but it was dicey. A lot of senators, governors were all under the thrall of the cartel. And you look at Mexico, they lost their war against the cartels. If you do not put a stop to them now, in 10, 15, 20 years, we're going to be in similar straits to Mexico. You do not want that to happen. And the only way to get rid of them, truly, is to get rid of all the illegal population as well. Which is just another reason to do it, because outside of that, there's the political side of the illegal alien population and what that will mean for the future of the American public if it's not dealt with. So here we are. At long last, the levers of power appear to be turning in the right direction. It is turning towards these two armies of darkness, the left-wing homegrown terrorism and the cartels. And Trump is moving forward despite all the leftist attempts to stop him. The Democrat Party trying to thwart justice. But they just keep moving forward. So this is from the Post-Millennial talking about this very issue, published today. War from within. Trump tells the military, leaders that they will take on cartels and crime in the U.S. President Donald J. Trump spoke to military leaders on Tuesday and told high-ranking officials about the war from within. That the U.S. that has been taking place in America's cities with cartels and crime, which we've all been experiencing for far too long. Leading up to his speech, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth announced that the U.S. military would be going back to the highest male standards for all personnel, which is about damn time. It's been a weird playground where we went away from being an elite military fighting force to anything goes. You want to be overweight? No problem. You want to be a criminal and steal a bunch of clothes and get into the military and run things? No problem. Transgender? Gotcha. So that seems to be coming to a close. Now, Trump said that only in recent decades have politicians somehow come to believe that our job is to police the far reaches of Kenya and Somalia, while America is under invasion from within. We are under invasion from within. And it is about damn time. We've always been looking outwards while the inside has rotted. The country, the U.S., is only ever going to fall if we fall apart from within. Which, by the way, is what happens to other dynasties in human history. We can see this happen over and over again. Just look at Rome. Now, Trump went on to say that no different than a foreign enemy, but more difficult in many ways because they don't wear uniforms. At least when they're wearing a uniform, you can take them out. These people don't have uniforms, meaning the cartels and the left-wing terrorists. But we are under invasion from within. We're stopping it very quickly. Classic Trumpism, touching on crime and illegal immigration that has cropped up in the United States. And he said, we have many cities in great shape, but it seems that the ones that are run by the radical left Democrats, what they've done to San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, they're very unsafe places. And we're going to straighten them out one by one. And this is going to be a major part for some of the people in this room. It is a war too. It is a war from within. Controlling the physical territory of our border is essential to national security. We cannot let these people in. And believe you me, the left is going to try to stop him. At every turn, they're going to fight this tooth and nail. They're going to cry Nazi, 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 Hitler, 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 Orange Man bad, and a democracy. But it has to be done. Because if it's not done now, it'll be too late down the road. Or it'll end up being extremely difficult to end it and there will be a lot of bloodshed. But one way or the other, it's going to have to be pushed back against either now, when we have the ability, the levers of power are in favor of justice, where it has not been for a while. This is the right time to do it. Actually, we're a little late by a couple of decades, but, better late than never, right? Now, Trump cited the crime crackdown in Washington, D.C. as part of the war from within, the trial balloon that has been taking place, and said that 25 million have been able to flood into the U.S. They would take their worst and their people from prisons and jail. They'd put them in a caravan and they'd walk up, he said of other foreign nations. Trump then recounted how an illegal immigrant was able to get to the U.S. after being let out of jail for murder, which we all know that's been happening ad nauseum for quite some time, that we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military. Donald Trump, National Guard, but military, because we're going into Chicago very soon. Leading up to the speech from Trump, Hegseth announced a number of changes to grooming as well as fitness standards for the Department of War. And this will be a good way to root out the casuals and also the potential radicals within the military, people that are only joining it to infect it with their ideologies. If they have to suddenly get fit and do things right, I don't know. I think a lot of them are gonna bounce. Now, each service will ensure that every requirement for every designated combat arms position returns to the highest male standard only because this job is life or death. Standards must be met, and not just met. At every level, we should seek to exceed that standard, to push the envelope to compete, Hegseth announced. Imagine that. Later adding that we also are adding a combat fields test for combat arms units that must be executable in any environment at any time and with combat equipment. It's amazing that this is all considered radical and new from the left. I mean, we have fallen so far from, say, the days of World War II where it mattered, and even post-World War II, up until we started engaging in the rules of combat, which really screwed over our military, turned us into world police, which is when we started having problems finishing wars that we started. We've been in a long, slow decline. The left has tried to turn the military into some kind of weird playground where they can do social experiments. They view it as a police agency, not as a military that's meant to do two things: kill things and break people. Or kill people and break things, rather. And the Trump administration is absolutely shifting the focus. And we're going to see a lot of this, the battle take place. There'll be news articles, of course, with the cartel. But Antifa is equally dangerous. And it's about damn time that we take a look at these guys. Now, this is also from the post-millennial. This is kind of a little spotlight on what's happening with Antifa in Portland, meanwhile. Portland is just, man, I feel bad for that city. They have never recovered from the Chop Chaz zone, or whatever the hell they called it, post Black Lives Matter hellhole. It's been terrible. Yeah, Chaz Chop. Antifa terrorists, I love that we can call them terrorists now, threatens to effing smoke journalist Nick Shirley at a Portland protest, saying, if you come back, I'm gonna effing smoke you, dude. I'm gonna smash that effing camera. An Antifa member, this written by Hannah Nightingale of Post Millennial, attempted to chase independent journalist Nick Shirley out of a recent protest outside of Portland. Oregon's ICE facility, which has seen nightly unrest and protests for months. And during the interaction, a laser is seen shining on the Antifa member's chest from a distance. The man, dressed in a black hoodie and donning a face mask, kept walking towards Shirley and shouting, "Get the F out of here," as Shirley backed away and saying, I didn't do anything, and get away from me. Oh, I think this might be a clip of this. Let's see.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, I didn't do anything.
Hey, get the fuck out.
You get out of here. Don't try to hit me.
Get out of here.
Well, I have
get
no.
Get out of here. Don't come back.
Get away from me.
See you again.
Get away from me, sir.
Dude, get the
Where are you? You're pushing me onto the road.
Get the fuck out of here.
We have allowed these kind of a-holes to run rampant for too long. These people, honestly, lock them up, throw away the key. 10, 20 years in jail, let them cool off. You've got a small percentage of this country that just loves violence. They don't deserve to be in a polite society. They cannot be. There's nothing about them that is redeemable when they act like this. They act like monsters, like animals. And I'm sick and I'm tired of seeing this. How many years have to go by that we have to see these kind of douchebags, these douche nozzles out there intimidating and harming regular folks? When protests went from protesting to taking over streets and cities, which all illegal, all crime, and we do nothing about it, it's allowed this kind of lunacy, this kind of insanity to fester for way too freaking long.
Let me move. Let me get out. If you're gonna let me get out.
Fucking walk.
Hey, sir, stop it.
Fucking walk.
Stop.
Walk, motherfucker.
What are you doing? Why are you so mad? I didn't do anything.
You did.
What did I do?
Walk.
I haven't done anything.
Walk.
See, this guy feels empowered because nobody does anything about it and hasn't for years. This little piece of shit here in the background with a mask right there. See, he thinks he's a big boy because he's got his little mob with him. And this is why you must quell them. And I think the Trump administration is preparing to do just that.
Do not come back.
Watch out.
You come back, I'm gonna fucking smoke you, dude.
Really?
Yes, really. I'm
Why?
gonna smash that fucking camera.
Stop it. Stop. Sir, stop it.
Stop sticking your camera in people's fucking face.
I have the right to be here.
Okay, did I say
These people do not believe in a free society. These people are themselves, the so-called anti-fascists are themselves the brown shirts, the fascists themselves, the anarchists. And until they are absolutely dealt with and destroyed, this will never end.
I have the right to be here.
Stop.
I have the right to film. You have DHS watching you right there, lasered on you. You have a sniper lasered on you right now.
I don't give a fuck.
Stop it.
Stop sticking your camera in people's face.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
You have a sniper on you right now.
Antifa dude's like,
You have a sniper on you right now.
You might want to back off there, bud. Imagine, this has been ongoing for how long? Our government, our federal government, has completely abandoned their duty to protect the American people. So I don't care when I hear all these left-wing news rags screaming about Donald Trump, the dictator. These guys have helped enable this kind of violence, this kind of hate to manifest and fester for so long. At some point, you just have to, put it down, stop it. And here we are. Let's see. Now, the incident comes as President Donald Trump, the post-millennial rights, has announced that troops will be sent to Portland to assist in defending ICE facilities in the city. He's basically going to repeat LA, which is good. You got to arrest them by the hundreds, like what they did at the beginning of LA. I haven't followed up, and I got to look into this to see what kind of prosecutions they had, but they arrested hundreds and hundreds of protesters in LA, and it calmed the city down. You got to do the same thing in Portland and in Chicago and anywhere else where these a-holes fester. Now, Trump wrote that at the request of Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, I'm directing Secretary of War Pete Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any of our ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. I'm also authorizing full force if necessary, meaning pull. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Now, Oregon, of course, doesn't want these terrorists, these militants, these radicals to be stopped. They want the violence to continue. They want the terror to continue. And so they are suing the federal government over the matter, claiming that Trump's invocation of Title X to authorize Guard members for federal duties is unconstitutional. Governor Tina Kotek said Trump's move was an abuse of power and a disservice to our communities and our service members because she is a political hack. Unfortunately for her, I don't think Donald Trump is listening. You tried to kill him. There was attempts at assassinating him. His friends have been murdered. I'm pretty certain at this point he has had enough.